Well, this video is for the Kennel Club of Great Britain. I'm absolutely disgusted with your attitude and your ideology of getting the ban on the e-collar. Now let me explain to you. For over 30 years I've adhered to Kennel Club regulations and rules. I am a strong believer in obeying the law. But what really upsets me at the moment is your attitude towards people who are standing up and giving their opinion, their honest opinion about the e-collar and corrections used and how positives and negatives work with dogs. You are trying to peddle the ideology that everything can be done with love and affection and treats. You're going to find that we're going to break away from you and go in our own direction if you try to dictate to us what we can do and what we can't do. Why don't you stick to what you were purposely there for in the first place, for the breeding of dogs, right? Your registrations, the fees you get is unbelievable. You've cornered the market and you're such a big business, you think you can dictate to others, and that's what big business does. You and a number of other charities who would rather see dogs put down than corrected, rehomed, rather than being put to sleep because of behaviour issues that you can't get over with positive only training. Now, I don't want to go into a long-winded argument about animal shelters and how animal shelters are all about making money, and it's not always for the welfare of the dog. Dogs should not be leaving animal shelters untrained, in my opinion, with problems. You should be addressing those problems before rehoming those dogs. That doesn't mean you've got to put them down, but if you take away the ability for us trainers who've been doing training for a long period of time and the methods we use, and we get results, it doesn't matter what tools we use, if we get results and it's within the law of this land and it's humane, then we're entitled to do it to help the dogs. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. No one's saying that you have to put an e-collar on a dog. No one is dictating that everybody should have an e-collar or you shouldn't have your dog off the lead. There's plenty of dogs out of control off the lead. The law says a dog needs to be under control, right? At the end of the day, the amount of dogs that we save because we step up and say it the way it is, and we use a balanced approach, that we use correction when we need to get results, but we also use 95% fun-based training. For you to turn around and pretend that people don't use discipline or shouldn't be using discipline or correction, then you're scam artists. That's what you are, and you're not fit for purpose anymore. And I'm going to make it my duty to stand up and fight for the right to use discipline, use correction at the right time. 5,500 videos, 3.5 million views on YouTube. Where's your videos of how to train dogs? Where's your special dog trainers that you can promote, that you can bring forward and say these people have been successful and these people only use positive and positive only methods of training? I'm from the gun dog world, but I've seen so many problem dogs over the years with pet dogs that are overloved, treated like fur babies, church hall training, gun dog club training. I've seen so many problem dogs because of a lack of understanding and lack of knowledge. You've sold a false ideology for the last 10 years, stating that everything can be done with positive and positive only. What you've done, you've put your head above the parapet, and you're on the internet now peddling this ideology that the Scottish should ban the e-collar for one reason. Then you can move forward in England and say we want to ban the e-collar because Scotland and Wales have banned the e-collar. At the moment, Scotland haven't banned the e-collar, and yet you're getting on the bandwagon trying to promote people. And what's happening is because people don't have an understanding of how to use the collar, because you've sold them a false ideology, you've sold them a lie, they believe it's barbaric and it's cruel. And that's the wording that you're giving away on the internet. You are misleading people. In the wrong hands, any tool is a danger, right? A vehicle is a danger. A hammer is a danger to someone who doesn't know how to use a hammer properly. And yet you think, well, there's only one way to use a hammer. You hold it at the handle and you hit something on the head with it, whether it's a nail, whether it's a piece of wood. But guess what? If you don't know how to use it, you can come unstuck and you can get hurt. It can be a dangerous weapon. At the end of the day, any tool can be abused. And what we're saying is we are putting our heads above the parapet and taking the flack from these so-called fur baby owners that you're peddling the ideology to, on the grounds that we can get results, we can show you results, we can show you videos, but you don't want to analyze those, do you? What you only want to do is condemn the tool because you're the fool. As simple as that. So my message to you, Kennel Club of Great Britain, you are finding out at the moment that you've got far more people against you for the reason that you are selling a false ideology. You're selling a pack of lies to the public to try and gain support to ban a tool that will actually, it's a known fact, it saves more dogs and gives dogs more freedom, because you can control a dog at a distance with an e-collar if used the way we show you. But you're not willing to look at the evidence of that. You're manipulating the science, manipulating the public to try and get something banned. And then what you're going to do, you're then going to move on to, you're not allowed to discipline a dog in any way because that's going to upset the dog and the dog's not going to respond from it. I think personally, the whole gun dog world should pull away from the Kennel Club. That's a strong statement after 30 years of adhering to your rules and your regulations and being working under your regulations. I now feel that you have gone past the point of no return. Whoever is running your organisation are a bunch of wet wipes with no idea. Now, I'm giving it you in layman's terms. If you want me to start talking technically to you, I'd bamboozle you. As simple as that. Because you haven't got a clue. You're peddling a false truth about the e-collar. The e-collar has moved on with technology to a point that it's an absolutely fantastic tool at this time, and the education that people have give with that tool needs to be looked at and addressed. Now, I don't believe in using the e-collar for every training aspect of control of a dog, and there will be difference of opinions, but at no point could you turn around to me and say that you've abused a dog with an e-collar and that dog has gone into shock, or that dog has got no trust in the human, or no trust in the training. It's an absolute pack of lies, the same as saying that a correction at the right time is cruel. It's not cruel. A correction at the right time, and the dog understands the behaviour but is pushing the boundary, the dog will learn to switch off the pressure. But you don't want to talk about that. You just want to sit there like fat cats with all the cream and manipulate, because you're playing the percentage game, aren't you? You're playing the percentage game that if you can tell everyone it's an evil tool and you can sell it as an evil tool, promote it as an evil tool, then it will get banned. Instead of looking at the true facts and thinking, hang on, this guy's saving dogs as well as hundreds and hundreds, thousands of other people out there who use the e-collar in the way that we could show you. And there's plenty of people who are willing to stand up and be countered. And you can analyse their videos, you can watch the videos, and you can critique those videos if you want. In the wrong hands, any tool can be dangerous. But you are peddling such a lie, I feel I had to come forward and say my piece. So Kennel Club, you've lost my faith and my support. but I wish you all the best in the future. But I think you're going to be losing a lot more people in the next few months.